Now that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is out, we have a lot of things to investigate within this game, so I decided to look at some of the most coolest little details that you may have missed when playing through the game. So I only made 7 things on this list for today, but there are absolutely tons more, and I want you guys to list your favorites. What are the, most important facts or little details that we may have missed in Smash, because I'm going to use the viewer picks for the next video. But for right now, I just came up with 7 cool little ideas and cool little things that you may have missed in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Let's get to it. In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, we've got the new characters Simon and Richter Belmont, and they are awesome, and they can be OP to some characters because of their vast amount of moveset and items that they can toss out, including the Holy Cross, the Holy Water, and even the Axe. But the Axe has a move that is in particularly different than the rest because it does something that is kind of unfair. It goes through stages, and yes, it absolutely goes through the stage. There's no, maybe it'll go through this time. It goes through the stage. So you can edge guard so perfectly with this thing, and it's just so unfair to your opponents. And this is not just on, these regular stages, these Omega or Battlefield stages. This works on the original form of the stage as well, and it's just really unfair if you're trying to recover, and all you got to do is put the axe right through the edge of the stage, and then there's no way for your opponent to dodge it. It's not fair, but hey, what's fair in Smash? Coming in at number 6, we have the old classic Mario Brothers stage. Now, this stage is not just an awesome throwback for the game that has lots of references and cameos, but the most important thing about this stage is the sound. Yes, you wouldn't know this all the time because the music's playing and it sounds like it blends into the music, but if you went to your settings and turned the music off, leaving on the sound effects, you will hear that every time you move, walk, or run on this stage, it makes a classic sound as if you're actually playing Mario Bros. It's actually cool. It actually makes the sounds with everything that you touch, including the power block and even the crabs and turtles, and even when you hit them from below with the platforms. It's just an all amazing throwback combination that this stage brings, and I mean, just, it's awesome. Listen to it. Now, we all know Sakurai and the development team went absolutely wild when creating these final smashes for each and every one of these characters, but he actually went the extra mile with some of them, adding some cool little background effects and stuff that happens once the final smash is triggered. So, when we look at Ridley's final smash, he picks up Samus, throws her on the ship, and then just blasts her away with this mega laser, but then you don't think much of it. You see the explosion, whatever, but if you pay close attention into the background, you can see Samus' ship flying down, caught on fire, and it interacts with the background really cool. You can see it flying low and low to the ground until eventually it crashes off the stage, and it's just a cool, really unique detail that Sakurai added for Final Smashes, and I thought it was really cool. Now, continuing on with Final Smashes, I know a lot of people like to reference this one in their videos and talk about, oh, this is a throwback to Donkey Kong 64, and, this is just one of those cool little throwbacks, and it's just like an HD remake of what would happen if you lost in the game. I'm going further than this. If you pay close attention, right before the laser hits DK Island, you can see on top of DK Island on the nose of Donkey Kong that is where the character is standing, about to get blasted. Many people are like, what does this have to do with anything? How are the characters getting hurt? This is just King K. Rool blowing up DK Isle. What does this have to do with the characters getting blasted? Are they in DK Isle, whatever? This is confirmation that they are actually on DK Isle. They're sitting on top of the nose of Donkey Kong, and it can be really hard to see if you don't stop for a second and zoom in and be like, whoa, wait a second. And you can see Donkey Kong is actually on the nose, and he's ducking in fear. He's scared of the laser, and you can see it, and it's just a cool little tiny detail that you have to really look for in order to see. So finally, Link got a character redesign in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I can tell you he looks great in his Breath of the Wild style. I love the remote bombs and the arrows that you can pick up and fire in doubles, but there's one other thing that Link adds that is so cool to his moveset. So pretty much if you played any Zelda game, you'll remember and realize that when Link has not taken any type of damage and he has full hearts on his heart meter, he can fire a sword beam or a beam from his sword, and he can actually do this in Breath of the Wild as well with his Master Sword activated. So why not put this in Smash, Sakurai thought. So that is true, you can actually fire a sword beam in Smash Ultimate with Link if you have not taken damage yet. Now I know this is so insignificant because you're gonna take damage, right off the bat probably, but if you can get this sword beam working in the very beginning of the stock, you can actually do some damage because it does a solid chunk of damage, about 8% if you hit somebody. So you can just start spamming those along with your arrows and bombs to keep the enemy at bay and get a really good first jump out on the start of your enemy. So with the new addition of Piranha Plant in the game, there's a lot of cool things that this little dude can do. Now that includes some really cool Easter eggs with his moveset. So when you duck as Piranha Plant and you try to footstool him, he will not allow it. He will not let you do it because he will go back to the old classic days of Piranha Plant where Mario would try to jump over him and he will bite you. So as soon as you try to footstool him, he'll reach up and bite you. And then it might as well also throw in here that in one of his victory animations, he will attack Mario. Yes, whole Mario is in his victory animation. Now, how cool is that? Now we all know with Pokemon Trainer that the Pokemon Trainer himself is actually in the background throwing out the Pokemon, and this has always been the case. But in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, did you know that the trainer can vary where they stand depending on what stage you're playing on? Sometimes they're just on a flying platform that flies along with you, sometimes they run alongside you from the background, but sometimes they're hard to find because they're in the most obscure, crazy places ever. So I'm going to show you every single location of the Pokemon Trainer in every single stage so that you can kind of get a little overview as to where the trainer is, because sometimes it can be kind of hard to find him, but I just thought it was cool to have him in all these different areas. So without further ado, let's get into this long list. thank you guys for tuning in for the video. If you guys have any other secrets and cool bits of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that you think that should be added in the next video, comment them down below, and I will pick out the 7 best from your guys' favorites. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one. See you guys.